What if a megalodon suddenly dropped into the modern Pacific Ocean? Could it tear through the food chain and take back the top spot as the apex predator? The rift tears open over a deep Pacific canyon, the water bending like heat haze over a summer road, and what slides out is already a full-grown adult, around 18 meters of muscle and teeth, heavier than a loaded semi-truck. The largest predatory shark this planet ever built dropped all at once into a sea that forgot it ever existed. And the sea answers fast. Megalodon was made for warm Miocene coastlines. In 2023, scientists studying its tooth chemistry found it ran about 7 degrees Celsius hotter than the water around it. Basically a living furnace, but a furnace that big needs fuel without stopping. The current down here is cold and thin on the slow, fat whales. It grew up tearing apart. Within minutes, that enormous body is burning through energy it doesn't have. The hunger doesn't wait. It starts a countdown. So before it rules anything, it has to answer one question first. In an ocean full of faster, smarter animals, can this giant even catch a single meal? The first thing it tries is the easy thing. A school of tuna flashing silver along the canyon wall. The megalodon angles up, jaws spreading, and the tuna simply aren't there anymore. Modern open water fish are speed built into flesh, sharpened over millions of years to outrun everything. The shark's huge body turns like a freight ship. By the time it commits, it's biting cold, empty water. It swings at a pod of dolphins next. Same ending. They split into 3 directions, clicking and vanish. Every miss costs fuel. Now it's starving and slowing at the same time, so it stops chasing. It sinks below the canyon rim, presses its dark back against the rock, and goes completely still. And this is where 3.5 million years of instinct finally pays. Megalodon was never a sprinter. It was an ambush hunter. When a lone sea lion drifts down chasing squid, the shark erupts upward out of the black. A vertical strike with the entire weight of the ocean behind it. No chase, no contest. One bite, over 100,000 newtons of force, the strongest bite ever estimated for any animal, and the water turns red. The countdown resets. Then the locals come to look. A 4-meter great white, the modern ocean's poster predator, pulled in by the blood. It circles once, electric sensors reading the giant in the gloom, and then it reads something its whole bloodline spent 3 million years forgetting to fear. The great white doesn't test it, doesn't posture. It turns and powers off into deep water, because the great white only inherited this throne when the old king disappeared. Tonight the old king is back, and every shark in the canyon feels the change. But one animal out here runs from nothing. Sonar slides in from open sea, sharp, clicking, organized. A pod of orcas, 7 of them, hunting as a single mind. In the modern Pacific, they are the apex. They kill great whites for the liver and leave the rest. To them, a strange armored giant is just a bigger puzzle to crack. They don't charge. They circle wide, splitting angles, talking constantly. 2 young bulls knife in from the shark's blind spot and tear into its flank before it can come around. Blood ribbons into the dark. The megalodon throws that massive head around. Too slow, they're already gone. This is a kind of war it has never seen. 3 dimensions: coordination, patience. For the first time since it arrived, the giant is the one losing blood, and the smaller hunters know exactly what they're doing. So it changes the board. It drives down, deeper, into the narrow throat of the canyon, where the walls press in and the light dies completely. Up in open water, the orcas owned every angle. Down here, the angles disappear. The pod can only reach it from one direction now, straight in, into the black, toward a mouth they can't see coming. The orca's greatest weapon, their teamwork in open space, just turned into a trap. The lead orca commits anyway. It powers in along the canyon wall, that brilliant coordination still humming through the water, and the megalodon does the single thing it was born for. It drops below into total dark and waits. Then it rises. 18 meters, tens of tons, straight up out of nothing. Jaws lined with serrated teeth, bigger than a human hand. The strike lands on the lead orca, and the jaws close. There's no thrashing struggle. The sound that rolls down the canyon is short and final. The pod's leader is gone in one pass, and the cold genius of the orca formation cracks straight down the middle. But it isn't clean. As the megalodon surges through, a second orca slams into its gills. The soft exposed seam under all that bulk, the one place the armor can't protect. Pain rips through the giant. A third drags a long wound down its side. For a few violent seconds, the canyon is nothing but blood, bodies, and noise. One ancient killer and a pack of modern ones trading damage, neither can fully shrug off. And then it ends. The orcas are smart enough to run the math. Their leader is dead. The water is full of a predator they cannot break. One by one, they peel away and climb toward the surface, calling warnings to a pod that will spend the rest of its life hunting somewhere else. They didn't lose because they were stupid. They left because the cost finally outran the reward. The Megalodon hangs in the reddened water, sides heaving, gills torn, flank carved open. It won, but it's wearing the bill. And across this whole stretch of the Pacific, something quietly shifts. Great whites abandon the canyon. Seal colonies fall silent. Whales bend their migration routes miles around a shadow they can sense but never see. The modern ocean ran on one apex for 3 million years. Now it carries a memory it was sure had gone extinct. 50 kilometers north, on the bridge of a research vessel, a sonar operator leans toward a screen and forgets to breathe. There's a contact beneath them. Too big. The shape matches nothing in the database, and it's moving with the slow, certain patience of something that owns the water it's in. She marks the position with an unsteady hand. For the first time, the rift isn't just an ocean's problem anymore. It's being recorded. Just as the Pacific finally goes quiet, another rift tears open over a sun-scorched inland plain. Through it, something huge steps onto dry land. A hunter, longer than a T-Rex, its jaws lined not with bone-crushing pegs, but with thin, blade-like teeth, built to slice prey wide open.